Hello, hello, hello. Hold on. Oh, all right,
Hello?
all right, hello. Yeah, all right, here we go. Some
We
weird.
live?
We're live
Hell yeah.
right now. All right, gonna do a quick test. 1 2 1 2. Phil, can you say something real quick?
3, 4.
Mark.
Hello.
All right, perfect. Just need to adjust the audio stuff, but looks like we're good to go.
Fucking goofed it again. Once again, you have failed me. You're supposed to say 5, 6. He said 1, 2. I said 3, 4.
I didn't get the memo.
I guess to be fair, we never like written this down in fine print.
This is why I don't show up, Mark, because you're never on anything.
I can't do this. Beep. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. So, hey guys, how's it going? My name is Justin. You guys are
Mark?
both equal in order, so it doesn't.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm Philip.
And you're watching or listening to episode 405 of DangIT Prodcast. Welcome, everybody. We got, as you can see, Mark and Phil here on deck. Momentous occasion.
In my skin.
Phil, how have you been?
Man, I am tired.
Ooh.
I'm tired. Work is long. That's why I haven't been on anymore. I had to go back to overtime. But
Ooh.
on the plus side, I can afford games again. So, unfortunately, since Advance Wars got delayed, that's not my next pickup. But my next pickup is Nintendo Switch Sports. So,
oh, joyous!
I'm ready. I'm ready
for that with that AMD FSR.
Oh my God, yo. Okay, are we gonna get into that? Because I don't know.
We might.
I don't know too much about it.
Yeah. But real quick, Mark, how have you been?
I've been good.
What's everyone been up to as far as gaming?
Elden Ring.
Same. The El Ring.
Super casual. Elden Ring. And that's all I needed to hear in the exact tone.
Well, that and Call of Duty Vanguard's on a free-to-play thing until like April 13th, so I've also been on that recently.
Oh,
cool.
Nice.
Cool.
Feels a lot better than the beta did.
Cool. That's good.
I am one of those rare people that have not played Elden Ring yet, and I know I need to.
One of us.
No, I want to. I just money, and also on top of that, I picked King of Fighters 15 over Elden Ring that month, but that's not fair. That's not fair because everyone knows I love King of Fighters. So
you just gotta pick what really feels right for you. So,
but I do want Elden Ring. I am very in love with how it looks and what it how it plays. I want to play it so bad.
It is.
I will get to it eventually, though.
It is. I reiterate the time sync, so be prepared for that one.
Oh,
it's weird though because you could really like go through this game in like probably maybe an hour or so, and you could, if you know the routes, you're done. But yeah, I'm sitting here at like 90 hours now.
That's a very Breath of the Wild kind of feeling, right? Like you could just go straight to Ganon if you really wanted to.
If you want to, yeah. That's
a good open world. Yeah, I was gonna say, personally, I've been playing. I took a break from Pokemon Legends. I had to. I love that game, but oh my God, you can sink so much time into that just fucking wandering around.
This is true.
And I made a commitment that I'm gonna beat it before June, so that's gonna be my next plan.
Got you.
But I'm totally playing Kirby.
How's that going?
Oh, so good.
That's good to hear.
It's so good. This is definitely, in my opinion, this is definitely Kirby's like Super Mario 64 moment.
Oh, really?
Like, I didn't think how Laboratory's over here making games in 3D, like they've been doing it for years. Like, I don't understand how good this game is, because it is. It's the best Kirby game, hands down.
Damn. Out
of the entire series, I'm gonna die on that hill
until something else pops up.
Well, I mean, until a better 3D platformer pops up. But as of right now, that's the best game. And I thought Planet Robobot was godlike, but this is top tier. Like, as soon as you start playing it, you're already in love. It's incredible.
Kirby Odyssey.
I mean, you know what? I don't know if Kirby should. I had this discussion with a friend the other day. I don't know if Kirby should be a little bit more open world sandbox, like Mario 64. Like Odyssey, like Sunshine. I don't think it should be like that, because Kirby's level structure is so much different.
It's different, yeah.
In terms of how you explore and like mechanics.
Right.
Like, I'm not sure if he should even go anywhere near open sandbox type games.
Right. Oh,
I like this 3D world, like, exploration.
Mm-hmm. I just want to give a quick shout out to Pocket Trainer jumping in on chat. How's it going? I brought this up before. This iteration of Kirby in 3D is almost just like Mario 3D Land.
Yeah.
And just like it's really cool because it has like some options here and there for 3D, but essentially it's just like one destination to go to. And a lot of like what I liked about both of these games is just simply just that engagement in the environment that I did not even think about like from the previous like iterations. I mean, Mario has like 64, but I still never thought about Kirby having like that level of open interaction with the world. I think it's perfect like where it is right now.
Yeah, it's so good. And the theming of the levels, like the way they mix environments in that game is so cool. Like this apocalypse, but it's so green and so
Yeah,
full of color. It's like, damn, this is some. And like the second world, like obviously this is already shown in trailers, so it's not spoilers, but like the industry like factory levels, but it's all water, like everything's flooded. It looks so cool.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful. And I'm on the third world.
Okay.
I'm actually at the boss. I paused so I could do the podcast.
Oh, got you. All right.
But I'm on the third world. I'm gonna finish it hopefully today, and then I'll be halfway through the game. From what I know, there's only 6 worlds.
Okay, that was something I was gonna do. I was gonna do coverage on Kirby after Elden Ring's finished. So I'm pretty much pushing through Elden Ring just so I can get to Kirby, and then I'll resume my Tales of marathon.
Nice. But other than Kirby, let's see. I haven't really been playing my Xbox, honestly. I think tomorrow I will jump on Halo so I can finish the Samurai event.
Okay.
But other than that, PlayStation 5, I'm still playing Scarlet Nexus.
Oh, really?
I have been, yes. I told myself if I do it for East, I should do it for Scarlet Nexus, right? Like so for context, East Origin is a game you have to play 3 times to get the real ending.
What?
It's not long, but it is there are 3 different stories. And then the last story is the actual real ending. So I was like, I really should just play as the second, because I beat Yuito's story.
Right.
And I was like, man, I feel like I've seen everything this game has to offer me. I was wrong. Kasane has a lot of interesting things too. So I'm gonna have to give Justin over here a shout out for me for telling me to just do it. Just play Kasane's story.
Do it.
But no, it's fun. I'm already on phase 6, so I'm already halfway through that too.
Oh, cool.
So I'm chugging along. I'm gonna finish it, and once I do, I'm gonna take the plunge into Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh, I also took a plunge into Guardians. It's really nice.
Nice.
Let's see. I was gonna bring something up about that. Honestly, like I know that Scarlet Nexus had like a bunch of add-ons. I have not like dived into that.
From what my understanding is, they're not canon.
Yeah, there's nothing major.
They're nothing major. They're not canon to the story, and they just kind of add like more bonding episodes, which is my least favorite part of the game. So,
damn, that hurt.
Listen. I think the bonding is cool.
Okay.
They don't have to be that long.
All right, that's fair. All right,
especially in the later chapters or later phases when all 10 of your party members are there.
They just want to
manage. They just want to talk. Dog, I feel like half my playtime could be cut in half without those bonding episodes.
You're not wrong.
This is literally Katrina, like my wife, literally walked in watching me. She was like, "Are you even playing the game?" And I was like, "No, I'm just letting the cutscene play, and I'm just on my phone." like I'm just letting these Bond episodes play through, and then I'm like, "Oh, cool gameplay."
Ah, cool. Back to the game.
Like they're cool. I get it. If you want to, I understand why they're there, right?
Right.
They're to build relationships. They're to build like new abilities with characters and whatnot. But man, I have the urge to just skip. But then I'm also not an asshole, and I like to watch things. So I'm like, ugh. So
it's weird. You especially with like Twitch being, or even YouTube, where you just like see people like do coverage on games, and sometimes they really just kind of skip through dialogue that's just like non like essential. And for me, who like literally sits through every single bit of dialogue, whether it be cutscene or non, it's different. It's a different experience. You're like, wait, what the? Why would you?
It's world building. It's world building. That's why you like I do it.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that's a lot of world building. Like that's a lot.
That's why it's 50 hours.
It's cool. It's cool. Yeah. Because I think my runtime on Yuito Story was
20 something.
No, it was like 33, 34 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's good. I'm almost done with it. I can totally see why it was your 2021 game of the year.
Yeah.
Very good game. Very good game.
It's a very good game.
I'm looking forward to seeing if they'll do more with that franchise now.
Yeah. My mission was to finish all 4 of our game of the year winners.
Oh, yeah.
That's my mission. So well, I obviously finished Metroid Dread when it came out, but
right. So and then you already finished It Takes Two, right?
That was not our. Nobody actually chose that.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I did finish It Takes Two on stream. That was a lot of fun. That was unnecessarily really good, and I don't even know what to say. It's good. Like I could see why it won 100%. Like it was such a really like the story's not grand or anything. It's just the gameplay. That game literally throws you something every single time, and it gives you a power up, takes it away, and gives you a new one. And says, "Here you go. Better figure it out." And it's like, damn, that's really cool. And we were doing so much crazy shit. Like it was fun. Great game. But no, our winners were Scarlet Nexus, Metroid Dread, Halo Infinite, and Death's Tour.
A lot of good games.
Yep. So Halo Infinite, I beat on stream. That was fun.
Yeah.
Story was a little lackluster, but it was fun. The gameplay is good enough to hold it. That's why. Metroid Dread is godlike. Scarlet Nexus is really good too. And then I'm waiting on my physical copy of Death's Door. That's when I'm gonna play it.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Man, dude.
Yeah,
speaking of Death's Door or anything like that, I at the same time as I was playing like Guardians, I started Tunic.
Ooh.
I didn't get too far, but it already got me in that like mindset of curiosity, just like Breath of the Wild. It's just like Elden Ring. It's just really like it lets your mind just wander as you try to like look for materials.
I really hope that game comes to other platforms as well. Not to diss on the fact that it's on Xbox only. I just want it physically.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's why. Tunic looks so good, dude. I played the demo when it came out on Xbox, and I was like, oh my god.
Soundtrack's also available too.
Yes. Oh,
I was like, ooh,
so good, dude.
This is like, oh.
I have so much other things I'm playing. Like, I think my next Xbox game I'm gonna play is A Plague Tale: Innocence.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to get through that because Requiem's coming out this year, so I want to make sure I'm on that. But yeah. Yeah, I think that's all I've been playing. Yeah, I make it seem like it's a lot, but really I've been playing like 2 or 3 games.
Right. I mean,
I finished Ocarina again.
Again.
I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I beat it on the N64 app because I was like, yo, fuck it. I don't know. I was really bored and I was like, yo, I really want to run this again. And I just went through it. Fair enough. Yeah. That was fun. Then I was playing through F-Zero X on the app. That was a lot of fun. Then what else did I beat on there? There was another game I beat on it.
Majora?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I started Majora. Started Majora.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think other games that I've been working on, I've been slowly kind of like taking like chips out of like Octopath Traveler. It's good now.
Oh my god, dude.
I was having an issue previously. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I stopped playing it because there's other games coming out.
Sure.
With Live a Live coming out in July, and that's part of the HD 2D series, I think I'm gonna try and run through Octopath and Triangle Strategy. Like,
ooh, okay.
It's a lot, but I'm so in love with that art style that I'm like, man, these are like fantastic. Like, I need to keep playing them. But yeah.
And I was just gonna say that like it's been kind of slow for me because of all these different games to juggle, but also just it's kind of slow at the beginning, mainly because of the fact that like it's a Square Enix game, so enemies have like like no.
That's a good way to put it.
They have unnecessary amounts of health.
Yep, that's a goddamn really good way to put it. It's a turn-based Square Enix game, therefore you're gonna grind.
Yeah,
that the term grind is real in those games.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm a person that ran Dragon Quest 1, and I can tell you right now.
Oh no,
I beat it in 7-8 hours. It wasn't a long game by today's standards,
right?
But half of that playtime was just grinding. Seriously.
I just need the right moves. That's really what I need, because I feel like I do like dilly squat with some like of my characters. It's just about exploiting weaknesses. That's it. Also, the other job system, which I don't have, obviously, because I'm starting out really early.
For reals. Yeah, what character did you choose to start with?
I chose what was his name? Alphen?
Nice. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
I chose
okay.
Primrose.
This is like literally right next door. Got you.
Yeah.
I saw Primrose is bordering next to his, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll go for him or her, and then go for Therion, and then go just kind of like split off from there.
Yeah. Mark, you should be playing Octopath.
Should I?
Yeah, it's on Xbox in Game Pass.
It is, but you know.
I mean, I'll try it.
Yeah. Oh, it's really good. You're gonna love it. It's a total throwback to old school Square Enix games.
But it also adopts a bit of like the Brave system.
Yes.
And I was like, I love that about Bravely Default.
The whole storing Brave points to do multiple attacks in one turn. Yeah, that's really cool. And then you can store defense and stuff, and you can just use those to just defend yourself through multiple hits. It's really good. It's a really good system. They did adopt a lot of it into this. This feels like Bravely Default 2 before Bravely Default 2.
Damn.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's the same team. It's I think it's Team Asano. Yeah, they do really good. And Live a Live just looks so fucking clean. So I have to play it.
I gotta see more about that one. It's like new art style.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, like Mark, you should totally try it. It's on Game Pass. You'll have a lot of fun.
I'm down.
Also add Tunic to that list too.
Is that on Game Pass as well?
It is also on Game Pass.
Yeah. Good. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Game Pass is just like like what else are you doing with your life? Or if you have an Xbox.
What else you got?
But actually, considering like your stance, Phil, like I understand that you don't have Game Pass.
Well, no, hold on, slow down. I always promote Game Pass. I may not use it myself because I like to collect physical games, but I will always promote Game Pass because it is really good. Like, there's no reason you shouldn't have Game Pass. Just don't be like me. Is what I'm trying to say.
Don't be like Phil.
Yeah, don't be like me.
Do as I say, not as I do.
With my hundreds and hundreds of games behind me, but yes.
Honestly, though, kind of like jumping off from that topic, talking about PlayStation a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of been low-key looking into like physical stuff for PlayStation 3. Like we're looking at like a fat like PlayStation 3.
Man, yo, good luck is all I gotta say.
Right, I know.
It's PS3 collecting right now is
it's at all time.
As someone who follows the retro market a lot, dude, PS3 collecting is skyrocketed. I am shocked by how like crazy PS3 is, especially like typically around this time era, it would be like PS2 would be the one that jumps up and be like, okay, now everyone wants this console, but PS3 an HD console already? It's crazy. It's really crazy. Like I have 3D Dog Game Heroes sitting on my shelf, and now that game runs like 150 to 200.
Ugh.
I got it for fucking $10. Like I don't know. But yeah. Oh, what games are you looking for on PS3?
Honestly, just both games, Tales of Xillia 1 and 2.
Ooh, oh, those aren't that bad to get.
Yeah. That's kind of mainly my whole reasoning for it, but otherwise, a lot of the other ones I feel are multi-platform, except for like maybe Killzone.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Killzone's also not expensive either.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the like staple games are not that expensive. Series that did jump in price, I know Anaya's gonna be pissed. Ratchet and Clank.
Oh
of
my
course.
god.
That series jumped in price like high. Like Into the Nexus is expensive. I was like, what? And I looked at my shelf, and unfortunately, I don't have it. So I was like, oh man. Yeah, that's one I wanted to get. And then when I looked up the price, I was like, what? $90? No.
Now hold off.
Hell no.
But yeah, the reason I've been looking into it is mainly as a result of like hearing the news about PlayStation Plus's new tier system.
Yeah. We're gonna go into that.
Mm-hmm. Let's.
Oh boy, do I have stuff to say about that?
You got some stuff.
Oh, I do, but I'll let you guys talk first because mine is more of a rant than it is a.
Oh, an actual like elaborate thing. Right. So
yeah.
So we're looking at 3 new plans. Originally, PlayStation had like 2 subscriptions to my knowledge. It was just PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now was pretty much kind of like a little bit like Game Pass, but it was also kind of weird.
It was like originally it started on PS4, and it was like this. It was this subscription service that you could stream games. It was all streaming. It was PS3 and PS4 games were streamable on your PS4, and you paid it separately from your PlayStation Plus.
Right.
It's kind of weird, yeah.
And PlayStation Plus. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna.
Oh, right. And PlayStation Plus is pretty much just like your ability to just like get a couple like free games like each month, and also just have access to the multiplayer stuff.
Yeah, so PS Plus originally on PS3 was an extra. It was like, yo, you want these deals? Well, then sign up for PlayStation Plus. But on PS4, they made it as like the Xbox Gold. Like you need it to play online.
Right.
Which in my head is like a really good deal because then you're still getting discounts.
Yeah. Honestly,
like,
I was thinking that PlayStation like 4 had like that benefit of being able to do online stuff relatively for free, but then I guess that did change once they changed up like their subscription stuff.
Yeah, and then plus back in the day, 360 was the one that was number 1. So that's why people weren't the 360 players jumped to PS4, most of them, a lot of people were like, this is nothing. I already paid back in the day. So I think a lot of PS3 players are pretty pissed that they had to start paying. Like myself included, but I was already on PlayStation Plus, so I guess it was like whatever.
And well, so now we have like a whole new branding of stuff, which is subjected to change. But as it is right now, like effective June, they're gonna start like shipping this all out. So PlayStation Plus, like Essential, is pretty much like the basic plan that we have like right now is PlayStation Plus, and then PlayStation like Plus Extra is that plus a molding of PlayStation Now mixed into that. And then there's
so PlayStation Now stopped being about streaming mostly. And so you can actually download PS4 games. Something that people don't realize that now. Now PlayStation Now does actually have downloadable PS4 games. Not just streaming. Yeah. It's been there for a little bit, but I guess like Sony doesn't really like clarify that. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
They don't really say anything about that.
Yeah, like I've talked to so many people and they're like, "What do you mean you can just download it? I thought you could stream them." And I'm like, "I mean, you could."
Yeah, but
no, yeah. So what it is extra. Essentially, PlayStation Now is gone. They're going to completely get rid of that service in June, and they're going to mix it and integrate it into PlayStation Plus. So PlayStation Plus Extra is getting that Now subscription.
Okay.
Yeah. How much was it? Is it 100 a year?
I think so, actually. Like 100 a year. I'll look at it.
Yeah, because they're charged. So Essentials is the normal base package. That's 60 a year. That's the normal what we pay now. And then Extra is 100. Which I was like, oof. Yikes. Mark.
Yes.
You are Game Pass expert here. How much is Game Pass a year? Let's say Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah.
A year?
Yeah, I want to use Game Pass Ultimate in particular because that's what I'm going to be comparing this a lot to.
I think I also did the math on it. If I'm not mistaken, it's actually for Game Pass, it is 180 a year.
Okay.
So,
but there's no yearly plan, right?
So this is all like $15 like a month.
Okay.
There's been talks about a family plan being like shipped out, and I don't know how that's going to vary, but as far as I know, there's still no yearly.
It says right here they're moving out with. It says right here they are moving out with a family plan.
Okay.
Nice.
What's up to 5 people?
If I can get some Xbox players, I'll be down for that.
Ooh.
I'll be down for a family plan because I feel like that's how I pay. That's how I get away with the expansion pack on Switch.
Yeah, right.
We only pay $10, and there's 8 of us on that family plan, so we get 64 in Genesis games for only $10.
It's nice.
I don't even care. Yeah.
But
yeah, Game Pass is what I'm going to be comparing this to a lot.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So, and then what's the third tier?
The third tier is PlayStation Plus Premium, I believe, which gives you access to pretty much all the above, as well as PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PSP as well.
Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, it's you have the ability to play or download and play PS1, PS2, PSP, PS4, PS5, all off of the premium.
Right.
PS3 is there, but PS3 is being relegated to streaming only as of right now. Supposedly, as of today, there are rumors saying that they're looking into making PS3 games downloadable.
Okay.
Which should have been done in the first place.
But you can't just stick the disc in there.
No. And you can't even stick the disc even when it's PS1 games.
Oh, really?
Even though it still fits just fine. Games do not work. So hold on. I want your opinions first, and then I'll get to mine.
So it won't even function kind of like what Xbox is doing, where you put in the disc in, and it's not even like a key thing.
Nope.
It just works.
It just works. No. So how Xbox technically is they have one set emulator for each console. And I'm also saying that as Xbox One. So let's go. So it's original Xbox 360 One on your Series X, mind you. I'm speaking as a Series X player.
Sure. Okay.
And so each emulator can run multiple games. Easy. So like you can just throw like the entire Xbox original library, and technically it could run. Obviously, certain games have certain fixes that they would have to do, but for the most part, it's just one base emulator.
It's like if it wasn't for all the extra work, they probably could.
Yeah. But there is games that have extra work done. So there's the FPS boost, depending on the game. So like Sonic Generations, Sonic Unleashed, if you play them on your Series X, you actually can those games perform better than they would on an actual 360.
Yeah, graphically speaking, they do that with a lot of games through super sampling.
Yeah. So I believe the Gears of War series is all 4K now if you run them through there.
Nice.
Dude, Series X Gears 5 is like, oh my god.
But that's a Series X native port, so we're not talking about that.
I'm just saying, Gears of War. I can't even imagine what Gears of War 6 is gonna look like. Just
oh my god, please don't give me hope. Anyways, the point is, but the Gears 360 games all run 4K 60 frames now.
Nice.
I believe Sonic, like I said, Sonic Generations is 4K 60 frames. Sonic Unleashed is not 4K, but it is 60 frames. Yeah. So that's good enough. Like, and a lot of games just look way better. They just look and run better. That's just certain games they were like, yo, we have the power to do it, might as well.
We'll say Call of Duty runs way too damn smooth on the Series X. That was like, ooh, this is nice.
Oh yeah, you're playing the new ones?
Yeah.
Well, I guess they have more of a reason now to do that.
Yeah, but no, that's not how it's going to work on PlayStation. So PlayStation, from my understanding, before I get into this rant, it's like they're going to have PS1, PS2, PSP games downloadable. And that's the only way you can get them is through that subscription service. You can't even buy them.
Phil is big mad.
You can't. I'm big mad for a lot of reasons. Buying them is my least of the problems. I feel like it should have been like Xbox. That's my problem. I can't believe I'm saying that. If people who know me, I don't really give a shit about my Xbox, but recently in my Series X, like with my time in it, honestly, like I feel like, yeah, it's growing, and I just backwards compatibility is the best feature on that Series X. and it could have been the best feature on the PS5. And once again, Sony somehow dropped the ball. Like, I don't get it.
So Sony did
How
fine with they did fine with backwards compatibility with the PS2 and the PS3 and the PS4 came
they're
around. They said, "Nah."
they're one of the first companies to do it. Actually, they are the only first company to do it. They were. PS2 was compatible with PS1.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo
Then
didn't
there's
start doing it until Wii.
I know, and I could put my tiny GameCube disc in there and it worked.
Yeah. It's so crazy to me. Well, I guess technically Game Boy, but I meant home consoles. Home consoles.
Right,
I
right.
still just want to
Yeah.
know how they did that. Was there a smaller disc? Was there a smaller disc drive inside of the disc drive?
No, it just holds your disc. Yeah, it's one disc drive and it just kind of holds it. But no, the problem is it should have been like Xbox. I should have been able to pop in my copy of Final Fantasy VII original, pop it into my PS5, and it would download the game. Because that's how it works on Xbox. It's not actually reading it off your disc. It is authenticating that you own the game, therefore downloading it to your console, and
And
your
then you can
disc is
access it
only
off the
there.
cloud service.
Yeah, well, your disc is only there as a key. It's like,
Right.
hey, you need the disc in there just to say that you own
Authenticated.
it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Papers, please.
pretty much.
Here's my
And
receipt.
that's how it should have been. That's how it should have been. But no, it's download only. And here's the thing, I guess it's fine if it's download only. That's how it was on PS3, you know? Like, it's fine.
Mm.
But the fact that they're tying it to a subscription service, then the highest of highest tiers, not just like the mid tier, they're tying it to the premium part.
There's only one
Why?
tier of Game Pass Ultimate.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Why are you charging extra for retro games? That's so specifically niche. Like, like
That's also kind of what Nintendo's doing.
hold on. I didn't say
Yeah.
I didn't say I wasn't gonna bash Nintendo. I will too. I don't like what they do either. It's not. I never agreed that I like what they do. I just think for what it is, it's fine.
It's like
But
you're
I
like
never, but I never liked it.
it's like the
I don't like it.
it's like that American Dad meme, like where it's like gay, it's like gay kind of it's like gay straight, it's like UI, but in this one it's like money hungry, not money hungry UI.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's no. Listen, with Nintendo, it's a little bit different. They have a lot longer legacy of games. Like they go spanning to the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why it would have to be download only on Nintendo because you're not gonna fit a NES cartridge into a fucking Switch.
I was gonna say, like, they do have like that. It's because of like the form factor that's an actual legitimate reason why they couldn't do it.
But at the same time, Virtual Console was already a well-established feature on Wii and Wii U, and I was able to just buy the games I wanted. Like, look, I get it. People were mad that we had to keep buying Mario 1 every time. But you were only charged $5. Like, my bad. You couldn't afford Mario 1 again. And I just think it's kind of crazy. Like, I don't want half of the NES library that's on Switch. Some of them are whatever games. I only wanted to pick and choose the ones I want. But then again, at this day and age, companies like Konami and Square and Capcom are all just releasing their games through collections. So the Virtual Console is kind of useless. Like, so I get why there's a subscription service. I just don't like it.
That's fair.
I never liked it, but if I'm gonna be okay with it, at least Nintendo's works, if that makes sense. I mean, they could be a little bit better with transparency and a little bit better with updates, but theirs works. Like it's one flat emulator, everything works. Yeah. And it's only $50 a year if you're paying by yourself.
And just kind of going back to premium real quick as far as the pricing. So it's $18 a month, $50 quarterly, and $120 yearly. So
yes.
So can I just say how much sense it actually makes that it's called premium?
Well, it's just I guess it kind of makes sense in the sense that you get essentially every single like platform. Granted, the libraries, we still don't really know much about the library of it itself, but
yeah.
I wanted to kind of give out like my point of view, just kind of looking at this and definitely comparing it to Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion and also Game Pass Ultimate. as far as like the price.
Don't
know.
Sorry,
right.
my bad. I'm back.
Right. So
one thing before you start.
Oh, go ahead.
For those who don't know, there's a lot of products in Japan. The ones that are considered higher quality are normally called the premium version.
I get it.
There's
I get the name. I understand that. I get that Sony's a Japanese company. My issue is preservation. Like, that's always been my issue with games.
Mm-hmm.
Phil's a historian.
Well, yes, I love video games. Like, that's the whole point. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of video games are just memories. Like, sorry, my voice went away for a minute. My video games are like memories to me. I can pull out a game from a shelf and go, yeah, I remember exactly what I was doing on that day. You know what I mean? So, and I want newer crowd, like the new gamers and new like younger generation, to be able to play these games. I want them to go, wow, Mario Odyssey was really good. I want to play more Mario games. Okay, well, there are more that you can get to, but they have to be easily accessible.
Mm-hmm. You know what's interesting too is that, I mean, it's not just Nintendo, but I'm just going to use Nintendo as an example, but they do give a lot of love to a lot of retro callbacks to their respective IPs in their own games. So as you can see, Odyssey has like the 8-bit Mario like during certain sections here, and people get that, or people maybe not get that and may be interested in that. Nintendo is, like, at this time able to supply people with that type of memory, a lot like their current like model for Switch Online. But it's always a question of whether or not they will continue to preserve it in a different way or in the same fashion.
Yeah,
right.
Because this is just a one thing, right? But that's why I don't like these subscription services. They shouldn't be tied to that. You should be able to choose which games you want to buy, which games you want to have.
Mm-hmm.
Not I look it. I love certain games, but there are certain games that I love that you may not like. Like, no, like I'm probably one of the only people that like Sin and Punishment. Like, it's a great game. You should try it. But that's not the point. The point is, like, there needs to be options, and tying it to the highest tier of a subscription service is terrible. And God, don't even get me started on PS3. The fact that PS3 is not natively playable on your PS5, excuse me? What? What do we live in? Like, honestly, that sounds like something Nintendo would say. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how are you going to run PS1, PS3, and PS4? And you can't run PS3? I'm obviously trolling because I understand that the PS3 has such a weird.
It's in a weird place right now.
It was a weird console to develop for. It was very hard to develop for. It was like developing for the Wii U.
Mm.
And it's a very intricate system, and that's why there was so many like you could see a lot of missteps in the beginning of the PlayStation 3's life. But dude, that's unexcusable. Like, those should be ready to download too. And also, just to add to this, PSP has UMDs, so that makes sense why physical copies of PSP games don't work. So, I mean, okay, sure, PSP games are download, but I'm not complaining that they're download. I'm complaining that they are on a highest tier subscription service. Why even have this higher tier? Everything should have been on the one tier and call it a day.
This is true.
Like, Xbox does that just fine. So why are we even?
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I wish I had like eyes and ears like internally about like what is, I guess, their policy, what's their primary focus, because Xbox has all this money and a fair bit of it actually went to just the retrospective things of like video games, but for Sony,
they had a whole division specifically for backwards compatibility.
Right. And then like the development of the PlayStation like consoles, like the PlayStation 3, like the OG model had backwards compatibility to PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, and then 4 just cut that like right then there, until PlayStation now was able to do streaming stuff, and PlayStation 5 is kind of bringing that back in there, but they're still, as you can see with the new subscription plan, still
have you
streaming.
Actually tried streaming a PS3 game on PS4?
I have not.
It is not fun.
Oh, no.
It is the laggiest shit you'll ever do in your life. It's like playing Google Stadia.
Uh-oh.
That's exactly what it is. it was Google Stadia before Google Stadia. Like, I don't think it's good. Like, I don't like that idea. It should have been one flat rate for the subscription service. Okay. Now that all these companies are doing tiers for their things, I can see why you would pay for the highest tier, right? You would pay for Ultimate. You would pay for the expansion pack on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not tempted to buy the premium. I would just be like, hey, extra sounds good.
That's what I was thinking too.
And that sucks because I want to play those retro games. Mm-hmm. Now here's another point of contention. Which games?
Right. I was like, oh, it's
you're gonna launch what? Cool Borders 1? Like you need to actually have a good lineup if you're gonna put that on the premium service. Like day one out of the gate needs to be like Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Like, there better be no bullshit. It has to be all hard-hitting games, or else no one's gonna care about it.
Yeah, so it's up to them to really figure it out from here and make it like a good incentive. I still don't really understand why they decided to go with the tiers, like, and assign them the way they are, but I don't know. I just kind of I personally hope for change as well to see. And they did say they would be kind of open to like changing it up a little bit, but only time will tell about that.
My biggest change is I want the PS3 games to be native, but that's, but honestly, it should have just been like Xbox. I should have been able to just go, hey, I have a copy of Tekken 3. I want to pop in Tekken 3 on my PS5.
Mm-hmm.
It'll download, and I just use the disc as a key. That's it.
Mm-hmm. And I guess
that really should have been the case, but.
And I guess like when you look at these tiers, you look at all these subscription plans, like as just like maybe a new gamer who just kind of wants to be in that ecosystem and maybe just looks forward to like the games of the future and the present and not necessarily things of the past. I mean, like extra still seems incentivizing, but
extra does seem incentivizing, but I also have one complaint about extra. No day one games.
Oh, that's true. They don't have day one.
That's something Xbox Game Pass does pretty damn well. Mm-hmm. First party Xbox games are on Game Pass day one, and they will stay on Game Pass because they are first party titles.
Right.
This is not. And PlayStation's exact quote, why would we diminish our value of our games? It's not the exact quote, but it's something along the lines of Jim Ryan saying, why would we put our games day one and diminish the value of those games?
And I kind of understand that because they are putting a lot of people to work on these very expensive games. So putting them on a subscription like list where like the pricing of that's like lower than like a full $70 price tag.
I feel like it's an ego thing. PlayStation does technically does have the bigger exclusives. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
They have the exclusives that are award winners. They have the ones that will make headlines. Like they have those kinds of franchises, like they have The Last of Us. That's already like, I don't even know what to say. Like, so it makes sense to them, but then it makes Xbox Game Pass just look more enticing.
Mm-hmm.
It goes, oh wow, I could play all these games day one anyways.
Right. And I would say like give it some time like on Xbox's side as well, because they've already like acquired a lot of like companies, so we're now like a couple years in now, and those companies are now starting to show a little bit of results here and there. Granted, there's just a few of them among them, but
no, you're right. There's going to be a lot of Xbox has a lot of promise right now, and that's why I'm so invested in my Series X.
Mm-hmm.
They have so much promise in terms of like their first party companies that they own, Bethesda, Activision, Blizzard, all of these things that they're pulling in, and those companies making first party exclusive Xbox titles. Like, I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say give it some time to see PlayStation kind of observe that as well and see if they make any like sudden like any adjustments to that. But for now, it kind of is Mark's, like this. Yeah.
I was gonna say Mark's on mute. Mark, you got anything to say?
I also wait.
Good talk, Mark.
Don't worry, he's preoccupied, but you know his stance. I
know. Yeah, I know his stance. I think we agree on it. It's We agreed on it when we were talking about it this week, but we were like, yeah, why is this even the thing? Like, already 3 tiers is already a red flag. It should have been PlayStation Plus Premium. Call it a day.
That's fair. Yeah, it's weird because like it really feels like they're just trying to like just put together PlayStation Now and Plus like together and just call it a day on that, and therefore you have extra. And then the premium's like, oh wait, hold on, one more thing.
Yeah, but why are the retro games on the premium side? Like, I don't understand. Like, wouldn't you want the newer games? I don't know. That's just weird to me. If there was a tier where I could just pay for a subscription where it was just the retro games and none of the PS4, PS5 games, I would have paid for it, no problem. I feel like because I already collect PS4, PS5, like already, like that's just me. I will already pay full price for those. So I just want the retro stuff.
And then, I mean, we're talking about all this, and of course we have to like kind of look at Nintendo real quick because they kind of do it like a hybrid. Because Switch Online is pretty much like the like upfront one, right? Where you will have access to NES and Super NES, but then the expansion pass, like, well, by name expands on like that library, but you do have to pay an extra bit of money, and that within and of itself can be a little complicated too. Like, I at least commend like Xbox and at least PlayStation for having like pretty simple laid out plans so far, and then Switch is kind of weird. Because there's also the family plan. There's also like the yearly versus like the monthly.
I totally understand that, and I agree. Like, Nintendo's plan is a little weirdly laid out. Because now, what is considered free to them? Like, is or what's considered base tier to them? Because we have NES and Super, right? And then Genesis and 64 are part of the expansion pack. If they were eventually to put something like Game Boy, what's considered base tier, what's considered expansion pack now? Because if you put Game Boy original on the base tier already looks better than the expansion pack. But then if you put Game Boy Advance on the expansion, you see what I mean? Like, there's so now it's a matter of which one's more valued to Nintendo. I understand why 64 has to be expansion. Those are considered games that like define genres. I get that. But Genesis? I love the Genesis, but I guess it's because it's third party.
This is fair too.
But if that's the point, then I would want to see something like Konami's TurboGrafx. I mean, look, it was on the Wii. You might as well do it. You want to add more value to the expansion pack, that's how you do it.
TurboGrafx plus Wii on the expansion.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to call it right now. I don't think, if we're doing Nintendo, they're not going to go past the 64.
Damn. Not the GameCube.
Timeline. Yeah, they're not going to hit GameCube. And besides, you know what? Certain GameCube games deserve an HD remaster more than it does.
All right.
More than they do re-releases. Like Mario Sunshine on 3D All-Stars is the best way to play it. It really is. But I do want them to focus on their portable stuff. Like, we've just had nothing but home consoles, which is great. But Nintendo's more than that. They have Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance.
And then like, for their specific examples, it's definitely kind of locked to just like having to deal with the subscription because Virtual Console's out of the game now.
Yep. It's just weird, but yeah, PlayStation needs to have big titles for me to go, okay, you know what? I think 120 a year sounds good. Like, they need to have those big titles. I only even mentioned PS1 games, but I didn't say like God of War 1 and 2, Devil May Cry 1, 2, 3. Well, that's an HD remaster. Okay, let me try that again. God of War 1 and 2, Ratchet and Clank 1, 2, and 3. Because those are a PS3 remaster, but PS3 is out of the question. Klonoa, like
I was wondering, would Xenogears also be something that they could do?
Yes. Xenogears is purchasable right now on PS3.
Damn.
So Xenogears is a game they could do. They can do Final Fantasy. Oh no, all the Final Fantasies have been ported at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's a good one.
Are we now past that era where they're still gonna do like remasters of games, but or HD remasters even. But I remember there was a time where that was nothing but the thing.
Oh my god. You mean like late PS3 360?
I think so, yeah.
Going
Yeah.
into PS4, yeah. That was a
I at least
wild time.
appreciate that.
And I mean, there still is HD remasters coming out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Klonoa Phantom Reverie series is one that comes to mind. But I feel like they have tamed it a bit. I feel like we're going into the era of more content for value, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection.
Oh, who would have expected that?
I did not expect that at all. So, like, that's 13 different TMNT games, but they're the original games, but only $40. I can't even complain. Like,
and also, I think in the same like presentation, something about Capcom going crazy, wasn't it?
What do you mean?
It was one of those fighting game collections, right?
Oh yeah, Capcom Fighting Collection. Yes,
okay.
That's a good one. That's 10 fighting games. Well, asterisks at the end of that, because Puzzle Fighter is not a fighting game. But fuck it, it's in there. Look at Puzzle Fighter is great. I don't even care what collection you threw it in. Like, Puzzle Fighter is a great game. But yeah, 10 games. All of them are the arcade versions. So they're the arcade perfect original versions of those games. And some of them are being released for the first time on the home console. Red Earth is one of those games that has never been on a home console. That's incredible. That's really cool. And then it also has another version of Street Fighter 2, but it's Hyper Street Fighter 2, which is a version that hasn't been released since PS2 Xbox Original. So it's a really good collection. I'm really hyped for it. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah. I mean, I think people can still be upset about it, but like, even if that's their own solution, which would be like, and this is calls out to any of the three consoles, if they decide to continue to do that same process of like doing remasters of older games, at least they're on that platform now.
Yeah,
they can own like at least physically. But
I think like in my opinion, I really like when they're just straight up the original games. Like, they're not remastered, they're not essentially touched like at all. They're just collections of games, and they're emulated exactly how they used to play. Like, that's really important to me. Like, what collection? Mega Man Legacy 1. If you go and play Mega Man 3, that game has a fuck ton of slowdown. But that's how it was. I wouldn't want it any other way. That is exactly how it was emulated or played on an actual NES. Therefore, that's how I expect it to play. Like, it's that kind of little things. So I'm curious to see how Sony is going to handle the emulation of PS1, PS2, and PSP. Also, damn, y'all really said the Vita doesn't exist?
Yeah, it's kind of difficult because the Vita like shop is still like going, and that's
yeah. But like, there's a PlayStation TV, no?
That's right.
That you can play Vita games on your TV. And granted, I don't expect games like Gravity Rush to be brought over, but Gravity Rush has an HD remaster, so we don't even. All of the games that people wanted are already remastered, but there are so many Vita games that are not come over yet. Like Persona 4 Golden.
Damn.
Like, I don't understand, but
you're better off just the Steam version instead.
Pretty fucking much. But yeah, I think that's it for PlayStation Plus. I'm not super excited about it. I'm not really happy about how companies like to handle their preservation, but
yeah, it's one of those things where I believe just having a voice about like that is very important these days.
Yeah.
But
I'll have to give the award to Xbox. Once again, good job, Xbox. Even though it's not technically physically playing your discs,
sure,
it is damn better than what the other two companies are doing.
And they did their best, because eventually they had like a stopping point.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that they can't get any more games because I still feel like Xbox Original needs a little bit more from them. Like I could have squeezed out like Jet Set Radio Future and
Oh.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and
Oh.
Capcom vs. SNK 2.
Oh no.
House of the Dead. Like I could have squeezed out a little bit more games from them on Xbox Original. But what we have is really good. And go play Max Payne 1 and 2. That's all I gotta say.
I gotta get around to playing Otogi 1 and 2.
Oh, Togi. Oh shit. Yo, you thought Elden Ring was hard? Wait till you play FromSoft's older games.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, there's definitely other things to bring up as far as games like for this podcast. One of them actually was Breath of the Wild.
Okay. So, Nintendo last year at E3 gave a release window for let me get the title right. The sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Okay. Because we still don't have an actual name. Thanks. Okay. And they said the release window was going to be 2022. Right?
Back then, yeah.
Yeah, back then. But they were definitely wording it weird. Like they weren't saying it was coming out in 2022. They definitely said we're targeting 2022. And there's very like read between the lines. Okay. And I think this week Nintendo dropped the trailer. It's not a good one. And confirmed that the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has been delayed into spring of 2023.
I will say though.
Now,
oh, sorry, go ahead. You know what?
I was gonna say now that pretty much gives us a more like closer window, like a closed window. Like okay, spring. So from January to like early April.
Okay.
Maybe May, yeah.
Somewhere in 2023.
Somewhere in 2023, early.
Nice. You know, it's kind of better like to maybe not, because I know that like with Metroid Prime 4 having to redo their stuff, we have not heard anything from them. I heard something. The
last update for that game was 2019. How
do
you feel?
Well, first of all, I wanted to say like I got yesterday because I saw something about Metroid Prime 4 and I was like, huh. But I was like, wait,
you got
goddamn it
on April Fools.
Listen, I was doing taxes that day. It was all serious. It was seriousness that day.
You got caught on April Fools, you fool. No,
that hurt.
But you know what? Here's the thing. If you're like me, I am not shocked by this delay at all. I really didn't think Breath of the Wild 2 was going to make it this year.
I was, I haven't heard anything about like the game, like as far as this like production or development. A lot of people don't. So I was just kind of holding out to just see something announced. Maybe not a lot of people, but just some.
A lot of people's thoughts that they were going to show it at E3. Like it was going to be the big, like this is going to be their big game this year. They have to show it. Like this is going to be the title. That's why they were holding out on it. There's used the release window. We're just going to give you a bunch of info between these months. That's what everyone thought. And I was like, no. I was like, they haven't even they've shown us 2 trailers for that game. The original opening one that they showed in 2019.
Right.
And then the one last year. And that's it. And they didn't even give us the name yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. But did you know, Phil, that in this delay video they showed a little bit more footage of
5 seconds, dude.
The sequel of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 gives visual confirmation. I want you to repeat me, Phil. Visual confirmation that Link is hot.
Yes.
What the fuck, Mark?
Reggie, do you agree? Yes, Link is hot. But yeah, I think a lot of girls are not playing.
Mark came in at the important part. Mark showed up at the most important timing. Yes, they made Link hot.
If you look in the Discord, Justin, there's an image that requires your utmost attention.
My utmost attention.
Utmost attention. Oh my god.
My utmost attention. Hold on. I got it.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, there is yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 got delayed. It's not I'm not shocked. I really didn't think that game was gonna come out. And even my slightest hope, I was like, you know what, maybe it is gonna be the big holiday game, like it's gonna come out, November, December. It's going to be a really big title. And then Game Freak announces Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for late 2022. And I was like, that's pretty much the nail in the coffin, right? Because there's no, if I were Nintendo, there was no way in hell I would release Zelda and Pokemon in the same month. That's just killing one or the other.
This is true.
Like, if I want the most amount of money, I would move Breath of the Wild because Pokemon is the big money maker.
Right. It's giving us flashbacks to February.
Exactly. Like, if I were Nintendo, I would have pushed Breath of the Wild as well. And I think that was the game that everyone was like, yeah, you know what? It's not going to make it. It's unfortunate. It sucks. But you know what? It's going to be a really good 2023 game. And I'm glad it's out of the same running of this year with Elden Ring out. So
yeah, that's true.
So I can't have Breath of the Wild 2 losing to Elden Ring. Can't do that. Because I know damn well Elden Ring is super good. So
it's over.
But no, it's over this year. Pretty much. It was early. Like FromSoft and Namco said, "Yo, you want a game of the year?" Like. I just want to say real quick, I feel bad for Horizon, dude. Every fucking time.
I'm trying to slip that in somewhere.
Every fucking time, dude. Horizon 1 comes out, boom, Breath of the Wild and Switch. Horizon 2 comes out, boom, Elden Ring. Nobody gives a shit about that series, unfortunately. I feel so bad because they're not even bad games. They're really good. They have the worst timing.
Yeah.
Worst timing.
Wait until like maybe a third one, maybe.
Oh yeah, and then
Boom,
fucking
Elden Ring 2
comes out. Yeah.
It's
Jesus
funny
Christ.
because everyone's already like DLC.
Yeah. So we'll see, but
including me.
Breath of the Wild 2 gets delayed. My question to you guys. Because if Sephi was here, she would have said, "What the fuck? Breath of the Wild 2 is my favorite. How could they delay such a beautiful masterpiece?" And I'd be like, "Sephi, they haven't even played the game. Stop." Anyways. No, my question to you guys is, do we need Breath of the Wild this year? Because I don't think we do.
I can't give you like the best answer due to my game backlog.
Sure.
But
okay.
With Elden Ring,
judging by what is coming out on Switch this year that we know of so far, because we'll get to E3 in a minute too, but summer hasn't rolled around yet, so Nintendo hasn't even revealed the back half of this year.
Oh, this is true.
So what we have so far,
we have.
Do you think we need Breath of the Wild 3 this year? Like, would it have been like the necessary game?
That's really tough because late January was Pokemon Legends, and then month of March. I believe was also Triangle Strategy, and then later in March was Kirby. So, and then Advance Wars coming out somewhere.
I got you. Okay, so here it was. January was Pokemon Legends Arceus. February they took a break, but they did release Majora's Mask on the app. March was Triangle Strategy and Kirby, and mind you, we're gonna speak first party titles.
Yeah.
If we take third party, man, we're gonna be here for a while. So first party, yeah, Kirby. So April, Advance Wars got delayed, and we don't know until when. That's due to real world problems. I understand. I get why. But because Advance Wars does deal with some certain topics that is not really very not.
It's not very cash money right now.
Not very cash money right now. So I get it, and I just hope for Advance Wars' sake that people buy it when it comes out, because that game, people have been wanting it for so long, and I don't want it to come out and everyone goes, "Oh, well, it's too late now," because that's not fair. Advance Wars deserve much better than that. But anyways, Advance Wars is supposed to come out this month. It got delayed. Nintendo Switch Sports this month. May is another big break. They don't have anything in May. June's pretty big. It's Mario Strikers, Battle League, and Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes.
Yeah.
And then July is Live a Live. And then Splatoon 3 is summer. They don't have an actual month. And then September is Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Oh shit, you're right. Oh.
And then the to be announced ones is Bayonetta 3, which is coming out this year. We just don't know what day. And Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
All right. You know what? When you
this year's pretty fucking stacked.
Yeah.
Like, and we haven't even gotten to summer. Like, we haven't even gotten to the second direct yet.
So in that case, when you put it that way, as far as the release times and how they span like those games, then most likely no.
I don't think we needed Zelda either. I do think they're gonna release a Zelda this year because they have to. Yeah,
please.
They kind of have to. Well, they haven't broken the streak. Every year there's been a Zelda game on Switch, whether it be a re-release or something, but it was there. So, I mean, please, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Oh my god,
please,
please. I just want the HD ports to not stay on Wii U.
Yeah,
they should be on the Switch.
Wii U's dying.
But there is no reason. Yeah, they need to be on there. I don't understand what's taking them so long, but I feel like this is going to be the excuse now. My hope went from 25% to like 50 now. Like, it has to be up here. But no, I don't think we need Breath of the Wild 2, despite what Sephi would say.
I hear it. Like, I hear
it. I already hear complaining, like, no, what are you talking about? We needed Zelda. It's the only game. Pokemon, who gives a fuck about Pokemon?
Sephi jumps in the chat, full goblin mode. No.
Oh, who said that? Who said that? No. Yeah, no, we don't need Breath of the Wild 2 this year. I think that this year is stacked. If you would have released Breath of the Wild 2, I don't even know when I would be able to play it.
Yeah. I'm in the camp that I was kind of holding up for hope for any like Breath of the Wild I'm sorry, the sequel of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild news. But at the same time, if that is to help further development in just the base game as it is, or kind of incorporate like some of the new technologies that we're starting to see surface for the Switch, then I'm all for it as well. Because
it's also going to give some of these titles bigger momentum. Like, I feel like
that's true.
Because you release Zelda, that is
at
the
any
center
point.
of attention. Yeah, at any point this year, if you were to say Breath of the Wild 2 is tomorrow, that is the center of attention for a long time.
That's true. It really is just like, if you place it like immediately after Live a Live, boom, that's a blast radius right there.
Yeah, like Live a Live would not have the chance to shine at all. And that's a very important RPG. Like, it's really good. So there's that. And you don't want to place that with Pokemon, or you don't want to place that next to Bayonetta. No. Like,
especially since starting to meld genres now.
You don't want that near those games. Because, like I said, we didn't even mention third-party stuff like Mario plus Rabbids.
Oh yes. Ooh, you're right.
We haven't even mentioned the third-party stuff. Klonoa, Mario plus Rabbids, the Cowabunga collection. There's Capcom Fighting Collection. There's Portal coming out this year. There's like a bunch of titles that Switch players are really looking forward to. I don't think Breath of the Wild was necessary this year. Unfortunately, as much as I wanted it to be, it's not. It's okay. We'll live a live.
God damn, I was going.
That was so bad. And ladies and
right here.
Thank you so much.
No, I was about to creep up on you like Jason Momoa.
Oh my god, I hurt myself saying that. No. No, it's perfect. I think it's fine. We'll live. There's so many other games to play this year.
Yeah, this is very
so
true.
many.
Honestly, I'm still stuck with Elden Ring, so I mean.
Exactly. No, yeah, we didn't even take other consoles into consideration.
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's
like
ooey.
Forspoken. I think isn't Xbox releasing Redfall this year, or is that next year?
I have no idea. I fell off of like keeping track of like Redfall. That was not my interest.
Yeah, I think it's next year. But either way, like Starfield. I'm sorry. Starfield is November. Are you kidding me? Like,
dude, I just want to see more. Like, show.
Well, yeah, I'm not super hyped, but Starfield is a Bethesda RPG, so it's like, damn. You have to have some kind of hype for it.
Yeah. I just want to see UI. They're not giving me that. They're just giving me conceptual art.
Yeah, but like these are bigger titles. They're coming out this year. Like, this year's fucking stacked. So no, I don't think we need Breath of the Wild 2 this year. It can't go past spring in my opinion, but It needs to come out in spring
Mm.
of next year. But yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the delay.
Yeah, same. There's just,
I got
there's
other
just a
games to
lot.
play.
Right.
Yeah.
There's just a lot.
And then did you see the new game plus expo this week?
I
you see
saw
the direct they made?
I did see a little bit.
It's cool.
But
I don't want to spend too much time into it, but
okay.
like they showed off a lot of cool Japanese niche games. It's pretty cool.
Things that I like put a highlight on was definitely from Inti Creates, because they were talking about Gunvolt 3, right?
Gunvolt 3, dude. Holy shit. I can't believe we finally made it.
I was like, we're finally here.
Gunvolt 3 looks so good. I'm gonna wait because I want a physical copy, but yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play it. It looks so good.
Speaking of which, they are teaming up with Limited Run this time. As for a date, that's to be announced later on. But
yeah, Gunvolt 3 is going to be a limited run game. Unfortunate. Well, it's not unfortunate. I only say that because Gunvolt 1 and 2 was the retail game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, fuck it. I buy from Limited Run anyway, so.
Yeah, it's one of those camps where like if you have other things to do, you can wait. That it's fine. But otherwise, because I was looking at the chat very closely when they announced that, and
yeah,
everyone's like, Limited Run's booty.
And I'm like, I guess people just don't want to wait on their games. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They want a product in your hand like right now, and I'm like, bro, it'll come when it comes. Like, it's fine.
That's true. I'm kind of sitting in a middle ground. I just got notifications on two out of 3 orders like from like further back, finally getting shipped out by next week. So
it's better than me.
but
I got one shipped out finally.
But one of them was like the blowout sale back in January, so that was fair. And you got that one earlier.
I got confirmation that my Double Dragon and Kunio-kun bundle shipped. Should be here next week.
Oh, okay.
But I still have like 20 orders. So yeah.
And I finally got like the announcement that my One Step from Eden one is finally getting shipped.
Nice.
So
I bundled it, so I'm gonna have to wait, but yes.
Oh yeah, that's okay. And then the last one is actually February. That's X2 and another game that is bundled with
Gunvolt.
it.
Kogan,
yes.
The game looks really cool too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same. They're not by Inti Creates, but they have like the same art style.
It does,
it really
so
cool.
yeah, it makes sense then. So if that's a bundle, that's February. So it'll take a while.
Yeah, other highlights from that though, Pocky and Rocky Reshrine looks really cool. But then again, I just like the original game, so like it looks cool. It's a top-down shooter, but you're walking instead of like flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's getting remastered this year. That's gonna be a fun one. East 8 is coming to PS5. That's pretty sick.
I actually didn't expect that at all.
I did not expect that either. I was like, whoa, a native PS5 port of East 8? Like, you can't upgrade those graphics any further. They're pretty basic. But the idea of playing East 5 with like the triggers and shit, I was like, ooh. you might have sold me. I'm not sure. I love East 8, so that's a great game. Some really niche RPGs getting released. Have you been keeping up with the NIS's Prinny Presents NIS Classics?
I've heard of them, but I haven't really kept track of those.
So Volume 3 got announced, and they're pretty obscure RPGs. Like one of them's a PS1 game. I was like, holy shit, Rhapsody, a musical adventure. Now it's pretty cutesy, but it's a old PS1 game. It's getting put on this next collection.
Okay.
So that was really cool. And then just a lot of PS5 versions of games. I noticed that a lot of Japanese companies are finally making the jump to turning some of their games into PS5. Yeah, really a lot of they need it. In Japan, PS5 needs the Japanese support.
Yeah. I want to give shout outs to Dusk Diver 2 because I think I've seen Dusk Diver just be tossed up there, but when I saw like them actually showing some like footage of it, I didn't really have anything to say about the performance, just like showcase. But as far as like kind of like the art style and direction of it, I actually really like that a lot. So I might keep my eyes out for that one and the prequel for it too.
Yeah, it looks really good. I know nothing about that series. It just looks really good from what I saw.
Yeah.
What's another one they showed that was really cool?
Hmm.
I'm trying to put the name on it, but yeah, I don't remember. It was like it had like a interesting like sprite based look, but it wasn't sprite based or 3D models. It had like it was action.
I
It was
need.
like a roguelike. Yeah, it looks really cool.
Okay.
That one was really cool. But yeah, it was a cool little presentation. I didn't want to spend too much time on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was fun.
I guess one last thing. It's about Moon Knight actually. We've
Ooh.
all seen Moon Knight, right? Like first episode?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think you and I are in the same boat, Phil, in the sense that we don't have much like context like about Moon Knight as like a superhero.
No.
So this first episode
I have no idea.
First episode was definitely a nice, really good setup. Definitely just kind of lures us into like the second episode.
Yeah.
So
as a casual like from like I don't know anything about Moon Knight. That was a really cool episode. Best first episode in a Marvel series so far. And I think that's kind of unfair because like I see people saying that all the time and I'm like, I guess I get it. But all of the other shows up to this point were already well-established MCU characters.
Yeah.
This is the first new character getting his own show. So it's yeah, of course it was going to be really good. You have no context to the character. You're learning new things. Kind of reminds me of Venom as from a casual standpoint. Where like the whatever's inside of him's talking to him. It's pretty cool. But also, Jesus Christ, dude, for a TV 14 rating show, like that was violent.
Yeah, that got a little dark. Like,
bro, little bit of spoilers. I'm not gonna go super spoilers, but a little bit of spoilers. Like when the first scene where he like blacks out, opens his eyes, and he just has the gun in his hand, blood everywhere. He's like, "What?" And I'm like, "What?" That shit was nuts. I was like, "Whoa."
Honestly, like it was the same for me, but a little bit earlier, where you just had like the thing in his hand, but it's all bloodied up, and you do a pan of all the bodies like run from him, and you're like, oh,
that's the scene.
Oh, okay, got you.
That's the exact same. Yeah, I was like, whoa, that's a lot of blood for MCU.
Not to mention just like the very first scene that we see, and that's just there, and you're just kind of like skin crawling at that point, and it literally cuts to like our boy Steven Grant, and he's already tied up to his bed. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, and the part with his jaw, I was like, ooh.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, his jaw's all disconnected. He just pops it back into place. I was like, oh damn. This is a PG-13 technically like show. Like what?
I'm honestly shocked that like they don't elaborate more on the medical condition there.
Because the problem is I don't think it really is a medical condition. I think it's more just the fact that he thinks it's a medical condition.
Yeah.
Like his Moon Knight taking over. It's just he doesn't know it. Yeah, he just thinks it's insomnia and he's sleepwalking the whole time. That's why he traps his house. Yeah.
Right.
So, but it's interesting. Maybe he does. I have no context for this character. So.
Right. So I mean, like for me, it'd be a red flag to know that like he wakes up like somewhere else doing stuff, and I think this is the most extreme case that he's gotten of that. But yeah, I would have gotten that check a while back.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I was gonna say I want to see how he ties into MCU. I really do, because he's such an interesting character already. Just by this first episode, I'm like, all right, I'm hooked. Even my wife, who like is like she's always in MCU with me, but she's always just like, I don't know, maybe not this new character. We were both like, oh shit, yo, hold up, this is an interesting show. So we're waiting for next Wednesday, like already. Like I'm hyped. I'm hyped to see episode 2.
Yeah, I'm so curious as to what they're gonna try to cover, because I mean I'm really a big sucker for like openings that kind of like leave you in mystery, that really make you want to have conversations with folks about like what just happened. Did you notice this?
Yeah, and on top of that, it was such an interesting setup for the character. You don't even see Moon Knight till the end.
Yeah,
like the last 2 minutes of the show, of that episode, like it just shows up, and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. I was like, it's an interesting dive into Stephen Grant's like character, and like preparing him for what it is, and then the villain too. Yo, thank you for choosing Ethan Hawke. Like I love that actor, and I'm glad that he finally gets into MCU somehow. He's such a good actor.
Yeah, I did like his bits in the movie, especially like when he's just like, you already have an idea that he's the antagonist, but like when he kind of like does a turnaround just real quick, just to see if there's anything he can do, and then it's like, no, we gotta get rid of him.
Yep. And it's really cool. Like his character is really dark, mysterious, very religious. Like he's a cult, like he's supposed to be. Yeah,
I love that vibe to it. It was
it's
really eerie.
It's menacing. It's menacing just talking to him, and you're like, ooh. And it's so cool. I like to compare this to like the rated R Marvel shows because it's just as violent. Well, obviously a little bit more toned down, but it's got just as much violence. But I think the way they get away with the PG-13 is not using as much language.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like they do use language, obviously, but it's interesting. They're definitely pushing that TV-14 rating.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of like how the Batman pushes that PG-13 rating like hard.
Yeah.
Like I was shocked that movie was rated PG-13. I was like, yo, hold up. Like this movie's 13? Like what? Like
God, yeah. I could talk about that movie for a bit, but I do also like for Moon Knight how they kind of do demonstrate like that dissociative disorder. Because I, as just like a person who doesn't have that, can't even relate. But the way they kind of like show it off, especially during like the intense scenes, I get it now. It's just really just different.
It's crazy.
And the way they edited it all together to make you really just see it through like Steven's eyes is pretty profound.
It's a very interesting show so far, and I'm hooked. Like I want to watch. I can't wait for episode 2. And it sucks. It's only 6 episodes from what I know.
Oh God. Well, I mean, they're gonna fill it up with good content then.
Yup. That's what I'm thinking. And how suspicious. It ends on the same week as Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. If that's not suspicious, I don't know what is. Disney. You fucking. But on the other side of MCU stuff, I finally finished What If.
Oh, nice.
I know I'm lagging like hell on that, but we just never really had the time to finish it.
Gotcha.
You know what? I bashed it at the beginning. I was like, man, this animation kind of sucks. And to be fair, it's still not the best animation I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
But characters and story-wise toward the end, oh yeah. That's definitely an MCU like show. They did really good with like how they portrayed some of those heroes, and it's just fun. Like it's just fun to see some of those heroes in certain situations that probably could never happen in an actual movie.
Yeah.
It was really cool. But I do know some of those characters are going to be important in Multiverse of Madness. So that's why I was like, oh,
yeah.
Okay. Really, really cool shit. I like it.
Yeah, dude. The fact.
And then is it just me? And I know What If's been out for so long, I'm gonna start talking spoilers. Okay. Is it me or is the Watcher one of Kang's variants?
And who's
it's
Kang
not the
again?
Same actor.
Or
it's not the same actor, but Kang the Conqueror, the main overarching villain of this MCU.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one they teased in Loki. Because I feel like the Watcher is one of his variants. Because there's no way that he has that armor getup and he looks exactly like Kang's.
I couldn't really say for certain. I'm not familiar, but that does kind of open up to interpretation and just keeps the conversation going for that.
Interesting, but we'll see.
So I guess we'll see a little bit more. I think that Loki alongside like Multiverse of Madness do open up like the gates of like potentials of like everything out there.
Yeah, and on top of that, What If is getting season 2 this year, so.
Oh damn, nice.
So it's just a matter of time. And then what? Miss Marvel's in June?
Oh yeah, Miss Marvel, yes.
Nice setup. I like it.
I'm curious as far as like the portrayal of Miss Marvel for this one. I don't know too much about her character, but they are kind of sticking to the like a high school version of her and how she has to kind of deal with her powers. From what I saw in the trailer, it didn't really like go with like what I'm familiar with seeing like portrayed as her. So I'm curious where that goes.
Yeah, I'm a little curious too. It definitely looks like it's gonna set up the Marvels though, like that movie.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah.
I can't imagine, but like seeing like the next Avengers film.
Oh my god, dude. I don't even know what the problem is. What are we looking at when we're talking about Avengers? Because this phase so far has brought in so many characters that I know end up being an Avenger,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not in the same team. They're not in the same Avengers like
Yeah.
team. Like there's the Young Avengers, but then there's the other like Secret Avengers, and there's all these other different characters they're bringing in. Like Eternals has 3 characters that are going to be Avengers eventually.
Hmm.
Like 3 of them are going to be Avengers, and I'm like, are like okay, but like how? And then like you have Kate Bishop, you have they already mentioned Speed and Wiccan, and I think Speed and Wiccan's actually going to be a big part of Multiverse of Madness with Wanda being in there.
Right.
And then you also have the fact that Multiverse of Madness has America Chavez. She's literally the Captain America of that group. Like, like I don't know what to say.
I think it's just like as far as like creating an Avengers film and making it like super successful with like the characters and the stories in line. I think it's a question of who should be in it, and I believe it
Yeah,
should be a for this particular like maybe a potential like series of like Avengers films going forward. It should just be kind of like a mismatch of old old school Avengers and new ones, and then they
but
can then start like shifting over to the new ones and
the
continue that
issue is
cycle.
most of the old school ones are gone.
Right. So
So it's
either it's tied in
it's a matter
somehow
of
or
like Clint Burton's still there, right? Hawkeye, but let's
right,
be honest, it's going to be Kate Bishop.
right.
That's the whole point of that show was to set up Kate Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the new Captain America, which was Falcon.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then She-Hulk is happening this year,
Mm.
and so I'm not sure if they're gonna choose She-Hulk as the Hulk replacement because
I
Bruce Banner still
still
exists,
he
and
yeah,
he's still a big part considering that he shows up at the end of Shang-Chi.
oh yeah, Shang-Chi is gonna be he's gonna be included.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shang-Chi is gonna be one of the Avengers. Like I think Shang-Chi is definitely one of the picks.
Mm.
Some of the Eternals are gonna be picks. Not all
For
of them. I think 3 in particular.
yeah.
I'm 50-50 on 2 of them, but the one for sure is gonna be what's her name?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's been a while.
Mercedes, I forgot her name, but it's the one with the powers of like
Nature.
changing
Yeah.
nature. Yep. That one. She's definitely gonna be an Avenger. But then you have Moon Knight. Where does he fall in? Is he gonna be like the Marvel Knight stuff?
Mm.
And then we still have to worry about bringing in the rated R shows because Daredevil's in.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Daredevil's already in MCU now. Charlie Cox is there as Matt Murdock, and Vincent D'Onofrio is Pip. It's oh my god, why did I almost forget his name?
Mm.
Wow, Kingpin. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, Kingpin's there, and it's the exact same actor and the exact same Kingpin from the show because he has the same pin that he gets from the show. It's in there.
Wait, are you certain that Kingpin's gonna come back?
Yes, there's a reason for that.
Okay.
I know that you. Okay, so I didn't get to discuss this because I wasn't on the podcast.
Okay.
Let me just go real quick over it. At the end of Hawkeye, what's her name? I forgot her name, but she shoots Kingpin, right?
Right, and it's assumed.
It's assumed that he's dead, but technically in the comics, that's the exact same for frame by frame. She doesn't die. He loses his vision.
Damn.
He completely loses his eyes.
Daredevil too.
Well, what's her name? I keep forgetting her name and I feel so bad. She's going to be Echo.
Oh, okay.
So that was the setup for Echo because her villain is her stepdad, which is Kingpin.
Mm.
And then from what my understanding is Daredevil's supposed to be in that show too.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's pretty dark, so I think it does mesh well with Daredevil.
Yeah.
Just how it is portrayed now.
Yeah, so those characters are back into the MCU now officially. So it's like are we going to see Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist? Those are important too, considering like Luke Cage and Jessica Jones end up as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. We'll see. And then where does Eros fall into place? Because he technically becomes an Avenger. So we'll see. I don't know. There's a lot of characters being thrown into MCU all at once, and it's a lot to take in.
It is.
And it's just a matter of who's actually going to stick.
They'll have to be particular, just so we don't get thrown off all cylinders.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah.
Alrighty.
MCU's doing cool things. I'm ready to see it.
Yeah, I think they're just doing a good approach right now, just doing it one at a time. And then just wait for the big trailer somewhere.
Yeah. Well, Thor is supposed to be in July. We still don't have a trailer. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, I'm glad for it. Like, I'm really curious how that dynamic's gonna work.
I think you need to show off a trailer like now before we keep going.
Quail. It's Quill. That's what I said.
That's what I said. No, yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot Nebula and some of the Guardians supposed to be in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's their setup for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
But
so, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. So I think we can go ahead and call it. It's been good talk. I'm glad that we had to talk about like PlayStation Plus again. It was one of those things where it's like I'm not like really in the camp of PlayStation, so they can do whatever they want. But I do also have my takes on it, and I just want to hear, as far as like you as like a big advocate for preservation, I did want to see like your take on that.
I want companies to treat their legacy like content better. I want them to actually remember, hey, these games were good back then, but people love those games. We want to make them accessible, not necessarily remaster them, but have them playable in some shape or form. That's the biggest key there. Like that, it's not. I may collect a lot of physical copies, but if you can re-release a game on a digital platform,
make it easier and easily accessible.
It's just more accessible for me. Then you know what? Like, well, who am I to complain? Like I'm gonna go get it. Like none of my retro consoles are plugged in. It's all my HT ones.
Right.
So, but yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
In that case, I think we're good to go ahead and call it here. So
we're good to go.
Yes.
Mark is gonna fail this once again because he's on mute.
But yeah, we're gonna call it here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for this episode of DangIT Prodcast. It's been episode 405. My name is Justin.
I'm Philip, and that was Mark.
And thanks for watching. #bye, everybody.